I've had a wonderful journey at Pcell, advancing Pcell's technology strategy at construction and moving at least Pcell construction up the ranks of that laggard in the technology space, where construction sits pretty much at the bottom with agriculture, two industries that really haven't embraced technology like many other vertical industries. So it's been a fun and exciting journey, and I would tell you, Ali, construction is probably the most exciting place to be involved in technology today.
Yeah, I'll take you right back 10 years from now when you started in construction, and for the benefit of a lot of CIOs and VPs that work in a conventional industry, right, which is typically a laggard. How did you see that as an opportunity to transform? How did you see that all the legacy, the wonderful legacy that Pcell has had over more than 100 years? How did you make your way, your thought process around those legacy infrastructure that was there, and looking at those opportunities that digital has brought in? Like, what was that whole thought process? Let us go through that. We'd love to hear how you came across that.
Yeah, happy to share with you. I mean, when I was brought into Pcell, I was really asked to observe and understand the culture of the organization for the first year, not make any drastic changes. And the first thing I thought was, well, geez, why did Pcell hire me? I know they hired me for some transformational change, but our CEO at the time, Paul Douglas, said, Mark, don't make any drastic changes in the first year. This is a special company, and we have certain ways of doing things and traditional processes, and I'd really like you to learn those things before you transform us with technology. And at the time, I thought it was a ridiculous ask, simply because I'm like, wow, geez, I'm going to be here for a year and not pull the levers and turn some dials. But it was excellent advice from Paul, and it really allowed me to understand the people, the culture, and importantly, in my role, the technology and how it was used at the workface of construction, or what was lacking at the workface of construction. Then I'll use one of the words you used, legacy. We had lots of legacy information technology, what I call today the old IT, and that's IT departments looking after traditional infrastructure in a data center, doing break fix on printers and people's mobile devices, and helping them with desktop support. And some of those things you still need today. But there's a real opportunity for us at the time to be a leader in moving to the cloud, so moving to cloud-based infrastructure. My observations were in the field that we needed a higher level of mobility. There's too much walking between a job site trailer and the 20th floor of a high-rise building, which was a lot of time waste. We had a lot of paper processes where people were doing manual safety inspections or manual quality inspections of the job site, which is required, but doing it in a paper format. And then we had a lot of back of house processes that were just manual and tedious and time consuming. People looking after traditional infrastructure, break fix in the background, keeping the lights on. And I thought there's got to be a better way. So, married with that brought the opportunity for us to integrate a lot of disparate business processes with technology. So understanding the business processes and then layering technology on top of that. So now we have cloud, now we have mobility, now we've got a great integration strategy. How do we stitch together the products and services from a digital perspective that enable people to enhance operational efficiency, enhance quality, and enhance safety? And then as a constructor, we collect a mound of data, whether it's safety data, quality data, operational data, schedule data on our subtrades and contractors, our performance. So stitching all those together, I seen as the real opportunity. So we formed what I called back then the four legs of the stool, which had those four components in it. And that started us on a 5-6 year journey to really change the paradigm of how technology is done today at Pcell.
Perfect. So I'll stop you right there. So you joined in 2012, and by 2015, or maybe a couple of years into that process, where I really like how you mentioned that, first of all, you understood the culture, you understood how change happened within the organization, and as big as Pcell, you have to really go through that process before you can start bringing in transformation, right? Because the transformation has to be within the context of where the company is coming from, where it's trying to go. So what was that balance? Like you said, the first year might have been you have to be patient with all the new ideas and the great stuff that's coming out there. How did you maintain that balance between bringing that change at the same time not losing the essence of the culture in which you have to bring that change? And I would love to hear about those four legs of your digital strategy and how they were embedded into that uh, PCL culture.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. And the answer actually isn't technology related. The answer to that question of success is people related. And we really had to reskill a lot of our people. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt of how the cloud may potentially eliminate someone's job. Like, wow, if it goes to the cloud, what am I going to do? And so, we really had to do a lot of change management work. And I was fortunate to have someone on my staff that had a real keen penchant for understanding change management and people change management. And we involved him in the process. We had, the team together on why we were making some of the changes and how we were going to make the changes, and spoke about why the 4 pillars would be critically important to our future and our success. And so we had a top-down approach, but more importantly, a bottom-up approach, meaning we got our people involved in every step of the way for them to understand what were the changes. What are some of your concerns about the changes? How would you like to get involved in the changes? What opportunities do you see to potentially retrain or reskill yourself? We didn't have a business data optimization group. One of the pillars is data and analytics. We didn't have a business data optimization group when we started the journey. We have a business data optimization group today with over a dozen people in it, because those are people that were reskilled during this transition, and they got involved in something that they were passionate about. We didn't say, hey, Ali, you're going to go do that. We said, hey, Ali, what's your interest? What's your passion if you're not looking after server infrastructure, 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 18 months from now in this transition? And, the opportunity for Ali at that time would have been, geez, I would love to really learn and understand how data can be used more effectively at the workplace of construction. How it can enhance their safety, et cetera. And so we made those opportunities available. And so we got people involved in the process, and we injected them into things that they were passionate about and wanted to reskill themselves on. And we provided that training, and they became part of the plan. And so that's a very, very critical element of the success, because if you don't have the right people to execute against the plan is just a plan. And, my advice to anyone in any technology journey, regardless of what it is, you have to have your people engaged. They have to be passionate about it. They have to be involved, and they have to understand and be part of the mission.